So here's what's amazing about an online business is that you can literally have a thought. And then with the tools that are available to all of us, either even on our phones, you can create a marketing campaign, a digital marketing campaign that leads people into an offer for a digital product where you can sell as many as you want without any increase in your costs. And of course, that oversimplifies everything, but the reality is that you get paid for the thoughts that go through your head. Actually, you don't. You get paid for taking those thoughts from your brain and turning them into a marketing campaign, and then releasing that campaign, and then making an offer for a product that actually helps people, that delivers a better life to people, that takes away pain or increases their pleasure. And that's why this business, just for me, never gets old. When I started out, I was teaching people about the stock market. That was my niche for the first 8 years in business, online. Way back in the early days, literally inventing online business back in the late 90s. And then what I realized after 8 years, and there's a big long story to that, but that I was more passionate about helping people with their online businesses and with their online marketing. And now I've built this business doing exactly that. But every day I get to wake up and think of new campaigns, new promotions, new launches that I can do to put my training, my product in front of people, and then invite them to go deeper. And that's really what marketing is it's giving people, it's presenting your offer in a super compelling way that makes people want to enroll, want to step forward and change their life in whatever it is, whether it's dog training or meditation or learning how to paint in watercolors. You know, my students have done it in every niche you can imagine, in every market you can imagine, every language you can imagine, every country you can imagine. And it's such an amazing business. I was just talking to my friend Amy Porterfield about this. I just did an interview. We'll get that all mixed up and released to you soon. It was a really cool interview. But we were talking about some of those steps that you take when you go from being an employee to having your online business, or the steps you take when you go from starting an online business and then growing it. You know, I could never have imagined where this is going to take me. When I did my first launch and made my first sale, the idea that someone would actually pay me for something I created was it was mind-boggling. I couldn't believe it until that first order showed up. Back in those days, we couldn't even take orders online. It was like rocket science to process online orders. So it was actually a check that someone sent me, and my product was an email newsletter that they were paying me for. It was crazy. Things have changed over time, but that first sale changed everything for me. It made me realize that people would pay me for the value I could create in their lives. Before that, I'd always been an employee. I showed up at my job and I'd gotten a paycheck. And to go from there to knowing, to really knowing, to understanding that I could create value in the world, make an offer to people for that value, and then when they said yes, then I would get paid for that value. And once you step across that chasm, once you understand that you can do that, you can get paid for the value you create in the world, then everything changes. It absolutely 100% changes. And here I am, I've done somewhere around $100 million in sales of my products, which is just absolutely ridiculous to think about, because until that very first sale, the idea of me getting paid to create anything was just crazy town. So I just tell you this because, first of all, online business, I'm just so thankful for it and what it's done for me, what it's done for my students. It's awesome. In marketing, if marketing creeps you out, understand marketing is just about being able to create value in people's lives and to communicate that value such that they're willing to step up and enroll in your program or your training, your course, your membership site, so they can have that change in their lives. So in fact, I've just put together a campaign. We've got a new campaign we're rolling out, a new training we're rolling out. It's going to be a free training. If you go to my site at productlaunchformula.com, we're going to be releasing it in just a few days. It's going to be super cool. Something we've been testing in the background, just testing out really slowly, but we're about to roll out this training. So go to productlaunchformula.com, put your email address in if you're not already following me there. And it's going to be super cool. It's going to be super cool. It's going to be free. It's going to be awesome. And I hope it builds real value for you. So wherever you're watching this, give me a share, give me a like, give me a thumbs up, tell your friends about it, and let's go get them this week.